Discovery video 110. Turf Paradise on a Monday. I highlighted the race condition. It's a 3,000 non-winners of, etc., etc., also known as a conditional claimer. I'm on the home page here. I'm going to log into the free area. Click on Discovery Video. Big red arrow is my listing of value odds and overlay preferred races. These are the races and conditions in which my 16 years of research and study has shown to be far above average for getting nice priced value odds or overlay winners. You got your starter allowance race. It'll have ALW, the amount. It's got to have a little letter S at the end. All other allowance races are not preferred. All graded stake, non-graded stakes, and grade 3 races. A non-graded stake will have the name of the stake and the purse, and the grade 3 it'll say G3. Grade 1, grade 2, not preferred. All maiden claiming races. These are highly rated 4 stars. All maiden special weight. All claiming races with a condition. It'll say CLM, the claiming price, some kind of numbers and letters to the right. That's highly rated 4 stars. Conditional claiming races. This video here, we're going to be looking at one of those. Bottom and low level claimers. All races run on the turf and all races run over a track, main track labeled anything but fast. Okay. So once I find myself a 4-star preferred race, I go right to the value odds horse. It's nice if there's just one. Usually there is just one, but I'm just saying there could be 2. But I like to see a race in which there's just one. It just makes everything so much simpler, and I like to simplify things because I realized over the years and years of studying that simple actually works, much to the disbelief of most horse players. But yeah, it does work. Number 1 is Dance for 7. Now, the most important thing about this whole deal here is what are the odds near post time? Because if Dance for 7 is 6-1 near post time, I'm not interested. Okay, so the important thing is I must know the odds near post. And here are the odds near post. As you can see, Dance for 7 was going off at 15-1. All the heavy money went into the 6 horse, and frequently in these types of races, these 4-star preferred races, you'll have one heavily bet horse, and that horse, doesn't win or runs up the track, opening the door obviously for some higher, not only a higher price winner, but a lot of times you get nice exotics as well. Okay. As far as knowing the odds near post time, for those of you that have to bet in advance, I suggest you use an account wagering that has a service that has conditional wagering, like Twin Spires has, where you can set a minimum odds requirement for your bet. So if you make a bet in the morning and you say, okay, I want to bet Dance for 7. If she's 10-1 or higher at 0 minutes to post, then the computer checks when 0 minutes to post, it checks your odds and your horse. If the minimum odds are there, your bet is placed. If not, your bet is not placed. So conditional wagering for those of you who have to bet in advance. Another not as good way of looking at things is look at the morning line odds. Psychologically, horses that are 8-1 or 10-1 morning line have a much better chance on getting bet down then uh, I'm sorry. I got the news in the background, and two old football guys were fighting with their canes, and I'm sorry. I got a little distracted. It was funny as heck. Two big old fat ex-football players with canes beating each other up. Okay. Concentrate. 12 to 1, 15 to 1, and 20 to 1 morning line. There's the less chance that those horses would be bet down because there's a psychological break there for the horse players. But obviously the fail-safe method is to use conditional wagering if you're betting in advance. If you're not betting in advance, then it doesn't matter. You just check the odds and you see the obvious overlay there. Okay, so now I am interested in Dance for 7. So I then like to look at a little. I like to research the horse for research purposes. I like to see what's going on. I see she has the blue and yellow icon, which indicates she has the best mid-pace and early pace advantage in the field here. As a matter of fact, I highlighted her her early and mid ratings there. As you can see, she's got a decent point advantage. So I mean, I'm looking at a horse here. She can probably wire the field, or she can stalk the pace closely if need be. That's what that's telling me. And the par icon, all four in Group A have the par icon, meaning they've run a race recently that, if repeated today, would be good enough to win this race. 15 to 1. Obviously a nice offering there. Why did they not bet this horse? This is another thing I like to run through my head. Well, very simple. The betting public, really the majority, look at what a horse did last time out. And let's see, that was 14 days ago. It was 2 weeks ago, where she finished 9th in a 10-horse field. Okay? However, her figures say she can compete here, and keep in mind, this is a $3,000 claimer, conditional claimer. You can't get much lower than this in the world of professional thoroughbred racing. So, I mean, there's no world beaters in here, and there certainly isn't a horse that deserves to be 4 to 5, which they bet the 2. Or the 6, the 6, they bet down to 4 to 5. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Alright? I mean, we're talking about just about the cheapest race you could ever find anywhere. And these are the perfect types of races in which value comes into play. Very often. Alright, so that's that. Put the bet together. Always bet the win bet first. For the videos, I go $10 to win. Even if you're gonna play exotic wagers, if you have bankroll to play exotics, put the win bet down first, because you don't want to have a 15 to 1 shot key horse win, and somehow you're just holding a trifecta ticket that doesn't cash. Although we did cash here with our strategy, but still. You want to get that win bet down first, and for some people, the win bet is all they make. I know a lot of members that just bet to win, and but those with huge bankrolls, those with not so big bankrolls. The win bet is not just for the player who is light in the bankroll. It's a very good conservative approach to this game. If you're betting on overlays, concentrating on overlays and 4-star preferred races, etc., etc. Nothing wrong with just win bets. I myself sometimes just do win bets. But I also have a whole menu. Next up would be the exacta. I don't mess around there. I wheel the exacta. I take my key horse on top, $2 exacta, so that would be a 1-all $2 exacta. Key horse on top single, all underneath. And then daily doubles, I also wheel the doubles. So I wheel exactas and I wheel daily doubles. So And if you're at a track that does rolling doubles, obviously you'll look ahead before the fourth race and you'll see that it is a 4-star preferred race and 1 value odds horse. So you obviously want to get your double coming in and your double going out. Next would be the trifecta. My strategy is as follows. We will put in the first position of the trifecta our key horse alone, number 1. Then in the second position of the trifecta, we're going to put 3, 6, 2, 4. And what that represents, what is that crap? Twitter, my Twitter pop-up. What that represents, the 3, 6, 2, 4 that we're playing in the second slot, that's the rest of Group A and the top horse in Group B. Okay? And all for third, 10-cent super, all for fourth. Next up, if you got pick threes, etc., there's a way. I have a strategy for that. I like to take a lone single at high odds that has a good chance to win, as opposed to trying to find that low odds, quote-unquote, sure thing that may or may not win. Who wants that pick 3 anyway, because everybody will have it if you play a 4 to 5 shot and it wins. So everybody's going to have that ticket. So what's the use of playing the pick 3? You see, in my opinion, if we're going to gamble, let's gamble for something, okay? That's the way I look at this game. I'm not, I used to use the term penny slot machines. I'm not at the penny slot machines. I won't walk by a penny slot machine. I even heard they even have half penny slot machines now, which if I had a baseball bat and I was in Vegas, I'd break them all up into pieces. I don't go to the nickel slots. I don't do slots, period. I'm just trying to make an analogy to you. I'm not gambling for nickels and pennies. I'm gambling to make money. So when I make a bet, if it cashes, it's going to pay well. And that's my whole philosophy, and that's focusing on that gives me long-term profit. And I'll get into more of that in just a minute. But actually, okay, so let's say you get the start of the pick 3 here. Okay, we want to single the 1. Now in the next race, I got a value odds horse in a 4-star race that's picked on top. But remember, if from other videos, you've heard me say highest pick, highest odds. Now, the 4 is the top pick, which is a higher pick than the 1 here, which is the second pick. However, the 1 has the highest odds. So what do you do in a situation like that? Well, you can simply just play it in order and go 1 with Group A, but you can also, I mean, if you have bankroll, okay, I'm going to show you something real neat here. If you have enough bankroll to play these wagers, make another bet where you're going to do Group A here with the 4 here with Group A. Because guess what? If both value odds horses win, you get to pick 3 twice. And that's exactly what happened here. Okay? But, basically, that's your strategy. Single the high odds horse with a good chance to win. Group A in the other races of the pick 3. And like we said, the report is showing us that she's got speed to be out there. And if she runs her best race today, it would be enough to win against this group. And that's exactly what happened. She had the second best turn time rating, which that would have came into effect right here. And she extended her lead nicely. Pretty easy win. Final odds floated up to just almost 17 to 1. 35.40 on the Win Mutual. And look at where your heavy 4 to 5 shot finished. Out of the money. Frequently happens in these 4-star races. Okay? That's another reason why I like these types of races. Exacta paid $206.80. Of course, we caught that. A trifecta 1, 2, 5. And of course, yes, we did catch that. 1, 2, and then 5 would be, what is that? $844.80 on $1. Not bad. Let's see all the other payoffs here. Let's see, it's got everything here. Your $10 win bet returned $177. There's the exacta. There's the trifecta. 10 cents on the super returned $217.13 for a dime. Two nice doubles in my strategy, $474.20 and $187.60. And that pick 3, $803.10. And if you played it, what I call a matrix, where you had the two value odds horses in separate races and you keyed them both as singles, you would have hit that twice. Okay, you would hit for 16. So, and for $32, you would have hit for 16 bucks. But that's my strategy as far as the pick 3. Total return here on a Monday, $2,910.63. Turf Paradise right now is the hot track for Monday and Tuesday racing, and that's what you want to do. Is you want to look at the races. Look at the tracks that I'm playing in these videos. Aqueduct, okay. Turf Paradise, obviously. There it was again. Churchill Downs, which is now we're going to be going to Turfway Park, and let me tell you, Churchill Downs was great, and Turfway is just as great. Always has been. Calder, well, now we're going to be going to Gulfstream. Fantastic racing there. Hawthorne. Your Kentucky circuit is always good. So Turfway Park coming up. Woodbine has got a little bit of time left, I think, in the season. Not much. But you want to check here, and whatever tracks I'm making the videos on, that's where the money's at. Okay. So Aqueduct, soon to move to the Inner Dirt, which I love. Turf Paradise on Monday, Tuesdays. Turfway Park is coming up, and like I said, Gulfstream. Still waiting for Hollywood Park to do something. Hollywood Park usually does really well, so I'm expecting that to bust out any day now. And that's that. You got your three-pronged approach. You got handicapping, you got proven wagering strategies, and the third thing is bankroll management. You must have all three in effect. We must be consciously using all three. Without bankroll management, it's like taking a bicycle, pulling the handlebars off, and trying to ride it that way. Okay, it's really difficult when you take an essential part away. And it has come to my my research has shown me that bankroll management is absolutely 100% essential. So you want to set a maximum percentage of your bankroll that you will wager on the races you participate in. So whatever your horse racing bankroll is, you label it as such, X amount of dollars. And if you stick to 1% to 2% max per race that you participate in, you're almost guaranteed you will never blow your bankroll, bust the bank, tap the bank, etc., etc. But even if you don't use 1% or 2%, make it a certain percentage and know what it is, and adhere to that, because that money management is a very important part of making a long-term profit. You can be the best handicapper in the world and still lose money. And believe me, I have seen a lot of guys that fit that mold perfectly over the decades. Okay, you got to be well-rounded. You got to have good handicapping. You got to have proven strategies of wagering, and you got to manage the money. Okay. All right. Good video. Let's have a good day. Thank you very much for taking the time to view. You got 110 videos here to sink your teeth into. Learn how to do it the way I do it, the way it works, long-term profit as a horse player. Good luck with all your bets.